Oh, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Morbid Hour live stream.
Welcome.
Good evening.
1-2's in the chat. How's it going, 1-2?
Freddy's coming for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, today's gonna be all about 70s horror. We're gonna talk about we're gonna count down our each our favorite horror movie for each year in the 1970s.
Oh yeah.
From 70 all the way to 79. And then we're gonna talk about we're gonna list our top 5 favorite Black Sabbath albums, since they were big in the 70s.
Right.
All about the 70s today.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you're doing well also.
I have 3 ties.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was kind of tough to narrow it down. Some of these.
Yeah.
These had a few different choices. All right, I guess I'll go ahead and start so we can go to clockwise.
Indeed.
All right, for 1970, it was a tough choice. My favorite horror movie for 1970 is going to be Taste the Blood of Dracula with the great Christopher Lee. Had to have something from Hammer Horror on here. And this is actually one of my favorite entries in the Hammer Dracula franchise. I really like Ralph Bates' character. He was great. I wish he could have been in a little longer.
Yeah.
He was really cool. But yeah, Christopher Lee is great as always. Always great to see him doing his thing. And finest Fang to Flesh classics. Taste the Blood of Dracula. Great into the Hammer Dracula series.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Drum Smash, how you doing?
What's up, Drum Smash?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I said, I have 3 ties this evening, and the first year already is the first tie, and it is the year of Hammer Horror. So we got Taste the Blood of Dracula and The Vampire Lovers.
Nice.
Both awesome, and a couple of my favorite Hammer movies, period,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The quintessential lesbian vampire movie right there. And yeah, just everything you just said about Taste of Blood, Dracula, yeah. Ralph Bates is great. Can't go wrong, Christopher Lee. And I love the story of Taste of Blood of Dracula, one of my favorites in the series. I just love the whole idea of these kind of rich aristocrats that are bored and they're looking for the next high, and they come across Lord Courtly.
Mm-hmm.
Takes them down the evil path.
Hell yeah.
That's definitely one of the best Hammer Dracula films, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And man, the gothic tone is unbelievable, and Taste the Blood of God. The set design.
I would definitely agree. For me, I noticed there's a bit of a theme going through mine, but oh well. For me, it's going to be The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Nice.
Of course, direct choice from Dario Argento. A great giallo film. A really cool story. Yeah, you could tell this was early Argento. Definitely some of that Bava flair in there, homages and stuff like that. But it's a damn good film, and definitely a great debut from such an iconic horror director. Yeah, I love it. The killer reveal is crazy. The mystery is good. I just love it. So, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Nice choice.
Great choice. Love Italian horror, and that's a great entry.
Mm-hmm.
Seth the Welsh is in the chat. How's it going, Seth?
What's up?
Yeah, I grew up watching Hammer also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dario is great.
Absolutely.
Definitely. All right, for 1971, I think it's got to be. It was a close one between this and Let's Scare Jessica to Death, but I went with the abominable Dr. Phibes.
Oh wow.
No, the great Vincent Price. Yeah, he's a diabolical, disfigured doc who kills his victims in very, very creative and inventive ways. Yeah, he's a former musician, and now he's a crazed murderer with a scarred face. Yeah, they botched his wife's surgery, leaving her for dead, and now he's back for revenge. He's emotionally distraught and concocts a fatal prescription for revenge. And like I said, offs his victims in really unique ways. It's got to be seen to be fully understood. And it's got a really creepy ending, too. Yeah, Abominable Dr. Phibes. It did have a sequel, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, which I also recommend. Yeah, The Great Vincent Price. This is one of his best movies, in my opinion.
Nice.
I have not seen that, so I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Me neither. I have to be honest. I haven't seen that one. I know
You haven't
that
seen that one? Oh, wow.
that's one of his big ones.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I have some homework to do.
Yeah.
I know that I believe Peter Cushing's in the second one, right?
I believe so. It's been a while since I watched the second one.
Yeah. Well, I had to go British again on 1971. The Blood on Satan's Claw is my favorite
nice.
that year. Yeah, awesome movie. Definitely a folk horror classic. Dealing with some real dark stuff. And yeah, some of the stuff they do in this movie is really messed up.
Yeah.
And some of the like the incantations they say are so like realistic and well written that it almost feels like you could be conjuring something up if you say some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's good. How'd they do?
It's a pretty sick movie. I need to get my hands on that.
Yeah. That has Linda Hayden from Taste the Blood of Dracula.
Yeah, that's right.
Another one.
That could have easily been a Hammer movie. Like,
oh yeah. I'll have to check that one out too. I'm getting some recommendations tonight.
Yeah, it's fun.
For me, I gotta stick with Italian. The Bay of Blood, 71.
Nice.
Also known as Twitch of the Death Nerve. Yeah, what can you say about this movie? It is absolutely wild. The gore is insane, and in my opinion, this film was like the blueprint for what would become the slashers. And like, this has that Friday the 13th feel to it, way before that happened.
Big time, man.
Like, the kill with the bill hook ripping the throat is gnarly. You even got what was obviously homaged in Friday the 13th Part 2 with like the spear through the bed.
The double impalement, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, just another excellent giallo with a lot of twists and turns, and it gets like what the hell, but it's fantastic. So, A Bay of Blood, hell yeah.
Yeah, it was very influential to the slasher genre. A lot of slasher movies are inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my DVD copy is called Twitch of the Death Nerve.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
really?
kind of like Bay of the Blood better. I think it's a cooler title. But whatever. The same movie.
That hatchet to the face kill too reminds me of
Yeah.
Friday Part 2 again.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Need to rewatch that. It's been a while. Great Mario Bava.
Yeah, so influential in so many ways, right?
Yeah.
Not just to the slasher, but to the giallo he pretty much created.
Right. So for 1972, my choice is going to be Wes Craven's first outing, Last House on the Left.
Mm.
It's a very horrific and very disturbing movie. Yeah, it's got, scenes of rape and torture and a lot of cruelty in it. But what I really like about it is all the revenge scenes, like in the second half. I think that's pretty cool. And also, David Hess plays a great villain. That man is just terrifying. Like, even the actors on set were scared of him. Yeah. Yeah, the great Wes Craven's career it all started here. This great movie. Last House on the Left. Exploitation at its finest.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Love it.
It's only a movie. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember the ads? Keep telling yourself it's just a movie.
Right. Christopher's in the chat. How's it going, Christopher? Yeah, keep telling yourself it's only a movie. It's only a movie.
It's still pretty damn disturbing, even now.
Absolutely. He's a lot more gruesome than the remake was. The remake was pretty horrific as well, but the original, I think, is still reigns supreme as the more shocking movie of the two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for 1972, have my second tie, both British films again. Tales from the Crypt and Horror Express.
Nice.
Both great. You got Amicus, probably my favorite Amicus anthology film, and
Mine too.
one of my favorite non-Hammer outings from Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Which is very similar in a lot of ways to The Thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Similar story. Like The Thing on a train.
This is a cool way, though.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt almost made my 1972 choice.
Oh yeah, it's classic, man. Love it.
I agree, Seth.
Yeah, they do have some good, collections.
Indeed.
All right. Well, next up for me is going to be Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left. Pretty much exactly what you said. It was the film that introduced the world to Wes Craven, who would become an iconic director himself. And yeah, this is a movie that I really haven't watched a lot because it's never one I'm really in the mood for, honestly.
It's not a fun watch, but
No. It's not all that enjoyable.
It definitely
like, yeah, let's get together and watch The Last House on the Left.
The perfect date movie.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, as you said, you do come to this to see the revenge, and it's great.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Oh, yeah, The Last House on the Left, Wes Craven's first, and I think this was Sean Cunningham's first movie too. Technically, I guess they worked together on it. So.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, on the back, to avoid fainting, keep repeating.
That's a nice steel book there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It inspired movies like I Spit on Your Grave and House on the Edge of the Park.
Right.
Yeah, obviously, House on the Edge of the Park even had David Hess in it, so they obviously took a lot of inspiration from Last House on the Left, which was very influential.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, for 1973, it's got to be The Exorcist. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a lot of people consider the scariest movie ever made. It doesn't really scare me, but I still think it's a great movie. It's a masterpiece. It's just a classic. I mean, not very many horror movies are quite this good, in my opinion. Yeah, it's based on the novel by William Peter Blatty. It's directed by William Friedkin. All the actors are great. Max von Sydow, Lee J. Cobb. of course, introduces Linda Blair, who also does a great job as Reagan. That part couldn't have been all that easy to pull off. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
pretty
I can imagine.
it is pretty horrific and gruesome. I just love it. It's an undisputed classic in every way.
Hell yeah.
Best horror movies
Hell
ever
yeah.
made by far. It's got to be my choice for 1973.
Great choice it is.
Thank you.
Well, believe it or not, it's another tie for me because also in that year was The Wicker Man.
Yeah,
It's
another
like
classic.
you said, Exorcist is absolutely phenomenal. It's undoubtedly a classic. I mean, but this and Wicker Man to me is the ultimate folk horror movie. So give it huge props for that. Very disturbing and weird and crazy music, like hippie music, and it's just so demented and twisted. And
Yeah, it's
another
great.
thing about The Exorcist though is the effects, like the makeup effects, are absolutely phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
the work on Regan, of course, and even on Max von Sydow. I always thought that he was that old.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was like pretty young back then because the makeup's so good. Like that's what he looked like before he died,
Yeah. Great score too.
Yeah. Oh, phenomenal score, phenomenal cast, brilliant acting. Yeah, you can't beat it.
Hell yeah. Well, for me, we knew it was coming. The Exorcist. Yeah. It's truly one of the greatest horror films of all time. One of the scariest horror films of all time. It's one of those things where I know these days, you see a lot of comments like, The Exorcist is funny to me. It's just funny. A lot of things in this movie are not funny. Like, when you truly think about the horror of this movie, nothing's funny. Like, it's disturbing, it's graphic, it's intense. The acting is phenomenal. The effects are fantastic. Yeah. It's The Exorcist. That's all I got to say. It's The Exorcist.
Yeah.
No
matter how many sequels or remakes you do, it can't be replicated. So just stop. Just stop trying
to.
Apparently they're not gonna, but. But at least they booted David Gordon Green out of there.
Yeah.
Botching it once is enough.
All right, for 1974, of course, it's got to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One of my favorite horror films ever made. Easily in my top 5. Yeah, this movie introduces Leatherface and his cannibalistic clan of murderers. And yeah, it was so shocking for the time. And like the back says, it did for meat eating what Hitchcock did for shower taking. Yeah, it was supposedly some of the people who saw the theater were taken out of the theater in a state of shock. So it was just that horrific and that gruesome. Very brutal for the time. And it's kind of tame nowadays in comparison to some of the horror films we have now, but I think it still holds up for sure. It feels like a real crime caught on film. There's no other movie that feels like this. It has a weird documentary type feel.
Yeah.
Toby Hooper and company really had their stuff well researched. Gunnar Hansen does great as Leatherface. I think the villains are way more memorable than the protagonists in this movie. I think it was one of the first horror movies that did that, really, so to speak. But I just love it. It's an absolute masterpiece. It's a classic. The remakes don't even come close. This one's by far the best. And it'll never be replicated.
True that.
Hell yeah. 100%. Absolutely has to be. It's a freaking masterpiece, and I don't care what anybody says. Um, they could never top this movie. Like in my eyes, like this is one of the greatest horror movies ever made. Scary as hell, very realistic. Yeah, it's like a nightmare on film. I can't beat it. I mean, and even like the cast, like it doesn't feel like they're acting. That's how good it is.
Mhm.
The phenomenal direction from Toby Hooper. Even like the score is, it's not even so much music. It's like just sounds like impending doom. Like I don't know what how to describe it. Um, but it's so effective and yeah, amazing. Yeah, like you said, the villains are the stars of the show, and they're so memorable. Like the cook, Jim Sato. He's
Yeah.
great. The hitchhiker, he's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Leatherface is just unforgettable.
The grandpa.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love how Leatherface, you see like different versions of him, like wearing a different costume. Like at
Yeah.
one point he's like an old lady,
Yeah, he's such
and
a
he's
scary
wearing
character because
yeah, he's wearing
they
a
didn't really do much about
tuxedo, and he's wearing the
it.
butcher outfit.
Yeah, Jason and Michael wear masks to hide their identity. Leatherface wears a mask to gain an identity. Like whatever mask he's wearing at the time is the guys he's taking on because there's nothing behind his mask. That's what makes him so scary. Like he's just so deranged that he wears masks to try to gain an identity.
Yeah, that's a great
And of
point.
course, he was inspired by real life killer Ed Gein.
Mm.
Yeah, it's all about the dinner scene. It feels like you're really there. Just so effective, so gritty.
Mhm.
I mean, look how you barely see any blood, but you just feel the violence and you feel the
Yeah,
terror and the. It's so scary. It's so stylish the way it's shot too.
absolutely.
It's almost like a dream. The part when Leatherface is chasing Sally through the fields, through the thorn bushes. It goes on for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's almost like a horrifying nightmare. It's like incredible.
absolutely.
Well, once again, we all agree.
Nice.
Yeah. Once again, boy, the 70s had some heavy hitters, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Truly another one of the greatest horror films of all time. I love it so much. Like you said, it feels like a snuff film or something, like a real crime caught on camera.
Mm.
And just the way that they did the death scenes in this film. Like you can have a film where a guy gets hit on the head with a hammer and it's just bloody and it's done. How the guy Kurt gets hit in the head and the hammer in this film and he just twitches and shakes. It looks real.
Yeah.
Comfortable. But yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, iconic, incredible, disturbing, fantastic.
That
Yeah.
scene is so powerful too. Like when he slams the door, like and you hear
Yeah.
that. You're like,
Love
oh shit.
Yep.
And only one of the kills was done with an actual chainsaw, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Masterpiece.
Without a
Indeed.
doubt.
So for 1975, I think there's only one correct answer, in my opinion. It's got to be Jaws. Da-da, da-da. Yeah. Yeah, this is just yet another masterpiece. So effective. It's so well shot, well acted, well directed. It was one of Steven Spielberg's early movies, and he did a tremendous job. Yeah, all the actors are great. Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider and Robert Shaw, they all did a great job. I think what really works in the film's favor is that you don't see a whole lot of the shark until the more closer to the end. I think that made it scarier. Kind of use your imagination. Like the camera kind of is the shark. It just shows it swimming underwater and stuff. It shows the shark's POV, and then of course the music, this amazing score and soundtrack just makes it even more effective. Yeah, all the characters are really believable. Yeah, this movie's just perfectly done. I can't really think of too many flaws. And of course, the second half takes a totally different direction. It's kind of a little less of a horror movie, kind of almost like an adventure movie in a way, with the three guys on the boat hunting down the shark that's been eating people in Amity. So it kind of feels like a different kind of movie, which is interesting. It kind of keeps things fresh, and you never really know what's going to happen. So yeah, this movie made people afraid to go in the ocean, and I think it still has that effect today. It still holds up for sure. Yeah, great movie. Just an absolute classic.
Great choice.
No doubt.
Thanks.
Yep. Can't argue with that. It's got to be Jaws. The year I was born, 1975.
Nice.
Yeah. What a classic. I mean, can't say enough about it. I mean, there's a reason nobody's ever been able to top this. How many years later now? No one can come anywhere near to making as good a shark movie as Jaws. Like,
yeah, there's been so many crappy ones.
It's just so effective. Like you say, that was almost a happy accident about that they didn't use the shark as much, because the shark was having mechanical problems.
Malfunctioned, and so they couldn't use it as much as they wanted. But I think it worked to the film's advantage.
But yeah, exactly. It worked to the advantage because it made it scarier that way almost.
Yeah.
But they did use like a real shark in some scenes. Like when he's like when the guy's in the cage underwater. That's so scary.
Yeah, that was a real shark.
Shark coming at him, bashing on the cage, trying to get him. Oh man, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, sharks are terrifying. One of the most terrifying things I can think of. The movie perfectly captures that.
Yeah,
real life horror.
That sure does.
Yeah, so many shark movies. There's been so many shark movies, and none of them are even close to the greatness of Jaws.
Yeah.
Just great suspense, Awesome cast.
Yep.
Makes you never want to go to the beach, never mind in the water.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool seeing Jaws at the drive-in, Seth. Yeah, when they show the head in the boat, that is a scary moment. Jump scare for sure. Really caught me off guard the first time I saw it. My daughter's actually at the beach right now, but she isn't going to go in the ocean because she's afraid of sharks. So, and she has seen Jaws many times. So,
great opening too, of course, when the girl gets pulled under.
Yeah. So iconic.
Yep. Wow, we are just on a roll today.
It has to be.
That's the real artwork right there, not that stupid DVD cover that I have.
Yeah. I gotta upgrade.
Tiny holographic crap. I've still got the VHS though with the real cover. So
nice. Yeah, I love Jaws. To me, Jaws is the Exorcist of the shark movies, where you could have all these shark movies, but they're not going to be Jaws.
Nope.
And yeah, from the moment I first saw this film, I fell in love with it. I love the setting. The dialogue is fantastic. Just the overall drama of the movie is so good that when the shark actually comes, it feels like a reward, and you're like, oh, hell. Yeah, the cast is fantastic. Truly a lot of shocking moments in it because, sometimes you wouldn't think of it to be gory or anything, but then something happens, and you're like, ooh, that's brutal. Ugh, someone getting bit right mid-waist and
yeah.
Yeah. Jaws, incredible.
I like when they find the girl at the beach, and you don't really see it, but she's like all hacked up and torn up, like
all chewed up.
And the little boy too, when he gets chomped up, you know.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it shows you how differently movies are today because this is still rated PG. That's not as
Yeah.
I love that scene with Chief Brody when he first sees the kid getting chomped and is that close up that when you see the look on his face like, whoa, what the hell is going on over there?
Yeah, that was really well done. That's a classic for sure. All right, so for 1976, it's got to be The Omen. The beginning of the Damien Thorne saga, the evil child who turns out to be the Antichrist. Yeah, it's a great movie. Some great suspense. I love that graveyard scene where they discover the bones of Damien's mother and stuff. Yeah, and they're chased by the dogs and stuff. Yeah, Gregory Peck does a great job. Yeah, great acting from him and David Warner and just everybody in the movie. Yeah, great cast, great scenery, great score. Pretty brutal kills too. Like I think they may have possibly inspired Final Destination. Perhaps they kind of have that feel. Yeah, there's going to happen the beheading, the impaling, just all that. It's so good. Yeah, it's an absolute masterpiece. It's directed by the late great Richard Donner, who directed a lot of my favorite movies, and this is one of his best films in my opinion. Yeah, The Omen, the first and still the best. Is my favorite movie featuring an evil child too, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Awesome movie.
Absolutely. Indeed.
Gonna have to second that. The Omen. Phenomenal movie. One of my all-time favorites. Like, I think it's so well done, especially the religious aspects also is so well handled, you know. I mean, they really did their homework, you know.
Absolutely.
And some of the best acting in a horror movie too, I have to say. Like, they really brought their A game. Yeah, everything. The score is just amazing. One of the best scores of all time.
Yep.
It's scary. It's brutal. It's nasty kills. Like, highly, highly entertaining.
For sure. And you can hear more of our thoughts on The Omen and I guess the video we did before the last video. The last video was 80s horror. I think the video before that was the Omen franchise, right?
Yeah, we went through the whole series.
That's right.
Yeah. Check that out, people.
Yeah. Talk about the whole series.
So, for me, it's the Omen.
Nice. We are on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah. The Omen is truly phenomenal, creepy as hell. The kid who plays Damien just did a great job of being creepy as shit. I mean, I loved, it's all for you, Damien.
Yeah. Miss Baylock. Or no, not Miss Baylock. The first Nanny.
Yeah. I have a little funny story. I saw The Omen back when I was a kid, of course. But anytime I saw like a Rottweiler, I immediately assumed like, you're the devil. But yeah, I totally get what you mean by this film probably inspired Final Destination, because a lot of like the freak accidents are exactly what would happen to those movies. Yeah, The Omen definitely, and I still got to see the first Omen. I still haven't seen it.
Me neither.
Oh yeah, you gotta. That's on Hulu now. If you have, do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
Check it out.
I need to watch that. And Godzilla -1 is on Netflix. I need to watch that too.
Yes, absolutely.
I hope it comes to Blu-ray soon too, because I really want to own it.
I know. I'm waiting. I can't. Well, I'm gonna get in that bad boy in 4K.
Yeah,
I love the scene in The Omen when they drive into the church with Damien and the guys. No!
Oh yeah.
So many great moments.
That's one of the nastiest like beheadings too, like ever. Like David.
Yeah. You see the head flying through the air and everything, spinning around.
Nasty.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, for 1977, with another Wes Craven film, his second movie, I believe it was, The Hills Have Eyes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great one. I love it. Yeah, it's family gets stranded in the middle of nowhere and are attacked by a bunch of cannibalistic mutants who torture them and kill them in various gruesome ways. And like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the villains are very memorable as well. Of course, we got Michael Berryman playing Pluto. I always like him. He's great. He's great in everything he's in. I'd really like to meet him someday because he's super cool. Yeah, he's one of my favorite parts of this movie. Great scenery, great atmosphere, really hopeless feel. But I like when the family starts to fight back and get revenge against the cannibals as well.
Right.
That was pretty cool. Some pretty gruesome scenes here and there. Some pretty horrific stuff. Definitely watch the uncut, uncensored version if you're going to watch this movie. It's a lot better. Yeah, some great acting by Dee Wallace and, like I said, Michael Berryman, and everybody's believable enough here. I actually do like this better than the remake. The remake was really good too, but I prefer the original, and I do consider The Hills Have Eyes a masterpiece. The same can be said for the sequel, which wasn't very good. This movie's great. It's a classic. Absolutely love it.
Definitely. That one scene still freaks me out when they take the baby. I was like, no. What?
Oh, I know.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, don't harm the baby.
That's crazy.
I like how the dog attacks some of the evil family members too.
Yeah.
That was cool. The dog helps the family fight back against their tormentors.
Mm-hmm. I came real close to going with that one. It was almost a tie, but this one inched it out just a little bit, and that's Suspiria.
Nice. Almost went with that as well.
My first Argento on the list. And this is like his ultimate masterpiece, many people would say. Man, what a classic. It's so incredibly creative and original, and just the visuals are phenomenal. The score is just wicked by Goblin. Love the story. It's just so different and so out there and really unique. I love Suspiria.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. It's so unique.
Definitely.
Exactly. It's like a supernatural Giallo kind of,
Yeah.
It's still got all the brutal murders that you see in the Giallos, and
Absolutely. That's my favorite Dario Argento movie. For sure. And probably my favorite Italian horror movie in general, actually.
Yeah, I'd have to. That's definitely probably true. I'd have to think about that, but yeah, it might be.
For me, I had to go with one of my personal favorite films, and that's going to be Suspiria.
Nice.
Argento is just a director. I love his work. It's just fantastic. The colors in this movie are incredible. They're a character in itself.
Yeah.
Gore by Goblin is phenomenal and creepy as hell.
God, yeah.
I just love it. And you know if this movie was made today, it would 100% be made by A24 because that whole show, it would be. But Suspiria just fucking ruled.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for 1978, I couldn't think of anything. I was making the list, and I was like, what would I pick for 1978? And nothing comes to mind, so I just skipped that one. So, pass. Yeah. I'm joking. Of course, it's got to be Halloween, the original, the 1978 masterpiece, the beginning of the Michael Myers saga. I've already talked about this movie so much that I'm sure everybody's sick of hearing me talk about it. But just to sum up, yeah, it's a perfect, it's flawless. There's, I have nothing bad to say about it. Michael Myers is the creepiest villain ever by far. Donald Pleasance does an amazing job as Dr. Loomis. His dialogue is just phenomenal, just splendid. Great suspense, great score. The soundtrack is so iconic and so well known and just so awesome. Very riveting finale. Just everything about this movie is just amazing. It's an absolute masterpiece. It's a classic. And like I said, I've probably talked about this movie more than any other movie on my channel. So I'll just sum up by saying it's incredible. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's tough because there are a couple of other awesome movies, but yeah, it has to be Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's like the greatest horror movie ever. So, I think this, like you said, I feel it's perfect movie. 10 out of 10. I love every damn thing about it. The score, the characters, all the characters I love. It's such a simple story, but so effective, and the suspense is like incomparable. You could cut it with a knife, the tension, literally.
Yeah.
Pun intended. And you got one of the ultimate final girls, Laurie Strode.
Yes.
Dr. Loomis, obviously. I mean, the ultimate, phenomenal movie. Like, what more can you say about it? What more can you say? Like, almost every scene is like iconic.
John Carpenter's masterpiece.
100%. 100%.
For me, it's going to be my favorite horror film of all time. We already know it. Let's get it out the way. Halloween, of course. Like most people, I too have talked about this movie so much that people are probably like, here we go.
Here we go again.
Halloween. One of the movies that started my love of horror in general. Like, I might not even be here speaking if it wasn't for Halloween. Horror fan. And I just, very close to my heart. Halloween forever.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the undisputed masterpiece.
Yes. All right, so for 1979, in my opinion, it's got to be Phantasm. It's another classic. Love this movie. Great characters, great score, great atmosphere, great suspense, great scenery. And the Tall Man's one of the creepiest horror villains ever. Angus Scrimm does a great job making him very menacing, very intimidating, just creepy as hell. The chilling soundtrack's amazing. It's very unique and very creative, very imaginative. The whole movie feels like a nightmare that you can't escape. It just feels like it's not even real. It feels like death. The main characters are great too. Jody, Mike, Reggie, they're all really memorable and likable. Of course, the silver flying spheres are really iconic. Pretty much everything about this movie is just awesome. I absolutely love Phantasm. It's just a horror gem in every way. Yeah, great movie.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Incredibly original. One of the most original horror movies I've ever seen.
Yeah. Original and
It's
stylish.
like out there too, you know. It's
Yeah.
mixing a little bit of sci-fi, all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
weird stuff, but it's so good.
Absolutely.
Well, I came this close to picking that, but I had to go Alien.
That almost made my list too.
The ultimate masterpiece of sci-fi and horror, a perfect mix of both. Just terrifying. The suspense is incredible, amazing. The creature design, obviously, by H.R. Geiger. Can't say enough about it. The entire cast is amazing, and obviously Sigourney Weaver is just legendary status. One of the great heroines in the history of film. Once again, amazing, like kind of a minimal score, similar to like Texas Chainsaw, where it was like subtle but great.
Yeah.
And yeah, amazing. Aliens, just another perfect movie for me. 10 out of 10. One of my favorites of all time.
Mine too. Yeah, I almost went with that as well. Of course, the design of the xenomorph is so creative and so iconic and really terrifying too. And yeah, Sigourney Weaver is like the most badass heroine in horror ever, I think. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another just iconic movie. I mean, there's so many classic scenes. I mean, it's I love it's got some great gore in there too. Like obviously the dinner scene. I mean, who could forget that? The chest burster.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's brutal.
Yeah, it caught me off guard when I first saw it. I was like, wow. Yeah, so creepy, so suspenseful.
I love when
creative.
Fat Kudo's like, oh, the food ain't that bad, man.
Great choice. For me, another film that's in my top 10 favorites, and that's going to be Phantasm.
Nice.
One of my favorite things about horror is horror that is gritty and bathed in dark, creepy fog, atmosphere, great score.
Oh, yeah.
That shit up. And Phantasm has that in droves.
And spades.
Yes.
Definitely.
The Tall Man, to me, is truly one of the most underrated and underappreciated icons. Like obviously he's not as big as Michael, Jason, or Freddy, but he is creepy. He's played to perfection by Angus Scrimm. And I've always thought he just deserved more respect. He deserved that time to shine.
Yeah.
But the franchise has its diehard fans. So yeah. And the Phantasm score overall is one of my favorites. It's haunting. It's creepy. Phantasm. Hell yeah, boy.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, guys, and don't kill me. Do you think they could do a remake of Phantasm?
I don't think so.
I'm sure it's going to happen one day.
I'm honestly amazed that they haven't already.
You know? Yeah, me too.
That's one of the few like classics that's never been touched, you know.
Yeah.
Hope it stays that way, at least for a while.
I always thought like Tony Todd would have made a great Tall Man because he has that weird voice.
Yeah, deep booming voice.
Yeah. It just wouldn't be the same without Angus Scrimm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be hard to top him.
It's true.
I also love the fact that this movie did a switch where, spoiler alert for if anybody hasn't seen it, I'm glad they didn't go with just the it was all a dream thing and that it in with the boy.
It was awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
It does feel like a dream, though.
It
Very
does. This
white, very nightmarish.
movie has that kind of Italian horror feel to it with the random
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like when Mike is dreaming and then he wakes up in the cemetery to the tall man and then that.
That is cool. I love that part. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, the
It reminded me of the Black Sabbath cover, the Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
yeah. The while the acting isn't phenomenal, I'd say, it is fun. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Boy, we were closer on this one than we were on the '80s one. We had a lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. You guys, any closing thoughts about 70s horror before we get into some Black Sabbath?
Just one of the greatest decades of horror of all time. Just
Absolutely.
loaded with classics. If
My
you
second
guys ever
favorite.
get a chance, I picked this up just the other day at Barnes and Noble.
Oh, cool.
Really good stuff. Like a lot of movies they list in here, I've never even heard of. I'm like, ooh, I gotta check this out.
Wow.
Yeah, really good magazine.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Hmm.
You guys ready to get into some Black Sabbath?
Oh yeah.
Top 5.
I will say real quick before we start, I just want to go over it with people. 3 of my picks are from the '70s. 2 of them are, in fact, are from different times. But that's just because Black Sabbath has had so many different eras.
Yeah.
I have a favorite in a different time. Yeah.
They're my favorite band, and but I like all of it. I don't just like Iron Man and Paranoid. I like all their stuff. I like all their all their different eras and all the different lineups they've had. I think it's all great. That makes them very, very interesting because they've changed their sound so much over the years with the different lineups and whatnot.
Right.
Of course, the Ozzy years are the most iconic and the most well-known, but some of the other singers they've had are really made a great impact as well and really brought something new and very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They're my favorite band, have been for years. Anyway, let's go and get started. My number 5, my 5th favorite Black Sabbath album has got to be Mob Rules.
Oh.
Yeah. We listen to Fools, the Mob Rules. This was this is their second with the great late Ronnie James Dio, my second favorite metal vocalist of all time, next to Rob Halford from Judas Priest. It was the first featuring drummer Vinny Appice. Yeah, it's a great album. Got great songs on. Voodoo is actually my favorite song from the Dio-fronted version of Sabbath. I love that song. Mob Rules, Sign of the Southern Cross, Turn Up the Night, Country Girl, just great stuff. Yeah, Tony Iommi's awesome riffs and solos are just iconic as always. Geezer Butler's bass playing is on point. Ryan James Dio's powerful pipes fronting the band are just unparalleled. Vinny Appice's drumming is great too. It's just a great, great album. It's an absolute masterpiece. I love Mob Rules. I highly recommend it. And for people who say, "Oh, I'll listen to the Ozzy stuff," well, you're missing out. And this album's a testament to that because it's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Damn good choice.
Love your passion there. So number 5 for me is Heaven and Hell.
Nice.
Ronnie James Dio era, yeah. Awesome album, you can't deny that. And yeah, tough shoes to fill when you were replacing Ozzy, but they did an excellent job, and it's a phenomenal album. Neon Nights, Heaven and Hell, Children of the Sea, Lady Evil.
Yeah.
Awesome album, yeah. No doubt.
Love it.
I will also say my number one is set in stone, but 2 through 5 they could fluctuate. It don't. But number 5 for me is going to be Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Nice.
Love it. The title track is fantastic. National Acrobat, Killing Yourself to Live. I love that song.
Yeah.
Me too.
Fluff, Sabracadabra.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a great.
So awesome.
And of course, the album cover itself is fantastic too. Which I can't remember if it was this album, but I heard like they went to a castle or something to write it or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They recorded
Yeah,
it.
I believe it was that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was that one.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. These guys are fantastic. You gotta love Ozzy, Billboard, Geezer Butler. Just great stuff. But yeah, I don't have many CDs of Black Sabbath, but I have a collection CD. So
I've heard that Ozzy wants to do one more show with Black Sabbath. Did you
With
hear
Bill
that?
Ward. Yeah, he wants to
Bill
do
Ward,
Bill
yeah, the
Ward.
one.
That would be great. I would hella go see that,
Yeah.
obviously. I saw them back in 2013, and they didn't have Bill, unfortunately, but it was still great to see them live. I really wish I could have seen them with Dio when they were touring under the Heaven and Hell moniker, but they never came around here, I don't think. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest regrets, but what can you do?
yeah,
Yeah, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath's great. I think that's actually Ozzy's best vocal performance on a Sabbath record, for sure. Yeah, National Acrobat, Sabracadabra, the title track, Killing Yourself to Live, it's all great stuff. Great songs. That almost made my my top as well. That'd probably be my number 6, actually. It's a great album. That was actually the album that got me into Sabbath. I already knew about Paranoid and Iron Man and all that, all the radio hits. And yeah, those songs are great, but like they didn't blow me away as much as some of their other stuff. And Sabbath Bloody Sabbath was the first one of the first cassette tapes I ever owned, and it really got me into Sabbath.
oh yeah.
I agree, Drum Smash.
Yes. Yeah, National Acrobat's great. I really like Metallica's cover of Sabracadabra because they include part of National Acrobat in that. It actually flows pretty well together. And then it goes back into the verse of Sabracadabra, which the Sabbath version doesn't do. It just kind of has this breakdown that lasts for like 4 minutes. Yeah, Metallica's cover is really good. But yeah, it's a great song. Great album. Yeah, awesome artwork too, like you said.
So what's your number 4?
Yeah, my number 4 is going to be Heaven and Hell. The first, the first Sabbath album with the great Ronnie James Dio, the one who invented this for heavy metal anyway. He's the one who started that. Yeah, this is the first album featuring his powerful pipes, and it's just great. Yeah, Neon Nights, the title track, Die Young, Children of the Sea, Wishing Well, which I think is a very underrated track. It's kind of poppy, I guess, sounding, but I think it's awesome. Yeah, Lady Evil, just great. I love this album. It's phenomenal. Getting Dio was definitely the right choice because the last 2 albums with Ozzy were a little passé. It didn't really sound like Sabbath, and they were kind of running out of ideas. So Dio breathed new life into the band. And then, of course, Ozzy teamed up with the great Randy Rhoads. I think it was the right thing for everybody. I think they, that was just the right thing to do, because Dio is just absolutely amazing. So, and he really, Tony Iommi really founded a lot of great riffs when he had Dio in the band, and I think Ozzy might have started to hold them back a little bit at that point, but so getting Dio was the right thing to do. Yeah, it's a great album. Absolutely love it.
So my number 4 will have to be the album that everybody knows, Paranoid, with a lot of their biggest hits in
Yep.
Paranoid, Iron Man, War Pigs.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Sabbath songs too is Electric Funeral.
Yes.
The that's one of the sickest riffs. Like I hear the
Yes.
sounds like it's coming from underwater or something.
Yeah.
It's really,
So doomy. Just like the impending doom feeling.
yeah, love it. Hand of Doom, Berries Wear Boots, classic.
Yep. Yeah, it's like their
Yeah,
greatest hits album.
yeah. Some of it's played out, but yeah, there's some still. It's great.
I don't ever need to hear Iron Man or Paranoid ever again. Like those songs need to die. They were great the first 5,000 times, and I'm just sick to death of them. They have better songs than that, people. Come on.
Yeah, I would definitely say the album Paranoid. I put up there as far as like talking like about the Black Album. Like you have 3 songs on the album that are played to death, but there's still stuff on that album.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I still kind of groove to War Pigs a little bit. I still like War Pigs. I haven't got tired of that one yet for some reason.
Yeah.
But Paranoid and Iron Man. Oh man, just.
Well, yeah, like good rule. But my number 4 is going to be Heaven and Hell. Oh, Ronnie James Dio, man, he's got it.
What a voice!
Pretty much in every track you guys named. I remember when I first heard the song Heaven and Hell, it just became one of my favorites, and I had it on repeat all the time. Sing me a song, you're a singer. Yeah, oh wait. Okay, I'll stop singing. But I love them. I think it was, in my opinion, it was the change that Black needed at the time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, because like you said, the last few Ozzy albums just didn't really hit that hard personally, but that was a great change. And yeah, Heaven and Hell is just fantastic.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to pick a top 5 because what?
No, I was just gonna say, almost like destiny, like that he was meant to come in and breathe new life into the band.
So glad he did. And, so many people are missing out. They say, "Oh, listen to the Ozzy stuff." It's like, oh man, you're missing out big time. Whatever, it's your loss. But it's hard to narrow it down to 5 because I love pretty much all their albums. I love all their stuff, really. There's so many great ones, so it was hard to pick just 5. So for my honorable mentions, it's just going to be every other Sabbath album that they've ever done. I don't think they've done a terrible album. They haven't done a Saint Anger. Forbidden and, of course, Technical Ecstasy and Never Say Die are their weaker albums. I don't really care for 13 that much either, but they're not bad by any means. They're just weaker than the rest.
Yeah.
But anyway, my number 3 is going to be Sabotage.
Yeah.
Freaking love this album. It blew me away when I first heard it. All about Hole in the Sky. Man, the opening track, I love that riff. It's so fun to play on guitar. My band actually used to do a cover of it there for a while. We haven't played it in a long time, but it's very fun to play. It's a great song. It was really heavy. Of course, Symptom of the Universe, which is one of the heaviest songs they've done. This Side of Children of the Grave. Megalomania, another really underrated track. Superstar, Everybody Going Insane, The Writ. This album just slays. It's just freaking awesome. It's one of the heaviest ones they've done with the Ozzy lineup anyway. And it's just awesome. I really love the drumming by Bill Ward. Of course, Geezer Butler's bass playing are his own point, and his lyrics are immaculate too. Geezer Butler's the lyricist during the Ozzy years. Just in case you didn't know, he wrote all the lyrics when Ozzy was in the band, and he's my favorite lyricist actually. And of course, Tony Iommi's riffs and solos. He's my favorite guitarist, and this album is a testament to that. He really shines on this, as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sabotage is great. Absolutely love it.
Hell yeah. Symptom of the Universe rules.
Yes. I was just jamming to that earlier, actually.
Hell yeah. Well, at my number 3, I went with the one that started it all, Black Sabbath.
Nice.
1970. Yeah, the title track, I mean, it's just iconic. It's like the song that created metal.
Yeah.
The Wizard, NIB, Behind the Wall Sleep. A great debut, you know, and yeah, just changed the game.
Oh yeah.
I like their cover of Evil Woman.
Yeah. That is
And a
cool
Warning. That was a cover as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Behind the Wall Sleep. Yeah, off to a great start.
Definitely.
A lot of people think that that's Ozzy, but it's actually not. It was some woman that they got to, you know.
Such a cool cover, too.
Yeah, very iconic. Looks like a place I would like to visit, like to explore.
It's goth as hell.
That song NIB, that was on that album, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I love that song. Some people say my
love cannot be true. That's another fun song to play on guitar. All the Iommi's riffs are fun to play on guitar. He was the riff master after all.
Yes, for sure.
For my number 3, I'm gonna throw a wild card out there. It's gonna be a wild. I love this album.
Like a Tony Martin one.
That is Headless Cross.
Nice.
I love that album.
Me too.
It's one that doesn't obviously get talked about a whole lot because it's not Ozzy or Dio.
Yeah.
But yeah, the title track is great. Devil's Daughter, Black Moon, When Death Calls. Oh, I just love the sound of this album. You know, the vocals are great. With the Headless Cross. I can't do it, but will. Yeah. Super underrated album. But I think this one was 1989. So, yeah. Not in the 70s, but you get it.
The whole Tony Martin era is very underrated. He's such an amazing singer. He has a powerful voice, and I highly recommend the Martin era for anybody who hasn't listened to it yet because it's freaking awesome. Boy, did he have a great voice. He could sing the Ozzy songs. He could sing the Dio songs. He was just incredible. I would love to see Tony Iommi do another collaboration with Tony Martin sometime in the future. Even if they don't call it Black Sabbath, like some kind of collaboration would be cool.
Yeah.
We'll see Iommi work with him again, or Glenn Hughes for that matter. That'd be cool. Yeah, I love Headless Cross. My favorite Tony Martin album is Eternal Idol, which was his first with the band. That album is awesome. The Shining is an amazing song. Holy crap. It blew me away when I first heard it, and it still does.
Yep.
I like all the eras of Sabbath, like I said. So.
Yep. Why stick to just one? There's so many things to explore.
Yeah, exactly. Such a diverse band because they've done so much different stuff. And I do wish that Geezer Butler could have also been there the whole time. It'd be cool if it was always Tony and Geezer. Geezer was largely absent during the Martin era. I think he was only on one album when they had Tony Martin singing for him, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I wish Geezer had been there the whole time. That'd been great.
Yeah.
Because he's such a huge part of Sabbath's sound as well, just like Iommi.
Remember when Geezer did a solo album called Geezer?
Yeah, GZR or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, like a bunch of like cameos from other singers and stuff.
Yeah. And he played on one of Ozzy's solo albums too, I believe. I think it was... I don't remember which one it was. It was Osmosis, maybe? Or I don't know. I don't remember which one it was, but
Didn't Tony Iommi try to do a solo album, but it got turned into a Black Sabbath album? It was like
Seventh Star. Yeah, Seventh Star was supposed to be a solo album, but then the studio forced it to be a Black Sabbath album. It had Glenn Hughes on vocals. He's awesome. That's actually a very underrated album too. It was the only one with Glenn Hughes.
But he did have a solo album.
Yeah, he had 3 of them.
It was like Geezer, just like Geezer, when they had like all the different vocalists guest starring, and
Yeah.
like Phil Anselmo.
Yeah, he even had Ozzy on one song.
King Diamond, I think, was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iommi had 3 solo albums. Yeah, one of them had different singers on each track, and then the other 2 had Glenn Hughes singing and playing bass. So yeah, Seventh Star definitely should have been the first Iommi solo album. Mm-hmm. But they made it into a Black Sabbath album. But still a great album, either way you look at it. All right, is it my turn?
Yep.
All right, for number 2, it's going to be Paranoid, their greatest hits album, but not because of Iron Man and the title track. No. No. That's not why I love this album. There were great songs the first 5,000 times, like I said, but no. I still groove to War Pigs. I love Planet Caravan. That is such a trippy, melodic song. I absolutely love it. It's so psychedelic. Electric Funeral is awesome. It's such a doomy song. I love that iconic riff. Ozzy's vocals are great on that song, too. Hand of Doom is an awesome song. And, of course, Fairies Wear Boots. Those are the reasons why I love this album so much. I don't ever need to hear Iron Man again, like I said, even though it does have a very iconic riff. But yeah, still a great album. It's got all their biggest hits on it, but it's iconic for a reason. Paranoid is great. Absolutely
great choice.
It came out the same year as their debut, 1970. So
yeah,
they pumped out 2 records in 1 year.
So my number 2 is going to be Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Nice.
Absolutely love that album. Like you said, I think that is Ozzy's best performance vocally.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously on the title track, I mean, and National Acrobat, one of my all-time favorites. I love that riff, man. Killing Yourself to Live, what a kick-ass like opening, like nasty riffs. And you got a couple weird trippy ones like Spiral Architect and Who Are You and Looking for Today, and are like out there but really cool. And yes, Abracadabra is awesome.
Yeah.
Great album. I love it.
Supposedly, Ozzy actually wrote the lyrics for Who Are You. It was one of the few Sabbath tunes that he actually penned.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do a lot of writing in the band, but
that's true.
I think he wrote that song, which is pretty cool. Yeah, South by South is great. It almost made my my list. I think that it has more good songs than Sabotage does. But man, Sabotage has got Hole in the Sky and Symptom of the Universe, and like those are just 2 of my favorite songs ever. So like it's hard to choose between the 2.
Yeah.
And South by South has more good songs, but the great songs that are on Sabotage I might like a little better. Though it's very, very close.
Yeah. Number 2 for me. This one is fairly just nostalgic because it was one of the first albums I heard from them, and that's going to be Dehumanizer.
Wow.
Here, I don't hear too much about, but I love it because you got songs like Yes. You got songs like Computer God, Time Machine, TV Crimes. I think it was the first time I heard it was on Wayne's World 2, and I think it was Time Machine. And that was when Robert Patrick was acting on 1000. Have you seen this boy?
Yeah.
Just another underrated album, in my opinion. So many great eras of this band.
Yeah.
So, of course, it hurt my soul to not put some albums on here, but I wanted to
Me too.
Mix it up a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of variety with this band. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that artwork. It's so cool.
That is a cool cover. I love that cover.
Yeah, it's really cool. Very sci-fi.
The riffs are great, like Time Machine.
Yeah.
Oh. And
Master
Dio.
of Insanity is another great song.
Yeah.
And,
Dio.
Dio still sounded great. Yeah.
Yeah. Such a powerful voice. Wish he could have done more with Sabbath. I wish they had more albums together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only have 3, well, 4 if you count Devil You Know.
Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, under the Heaven and Hell moniker. I still count it. So I say they have 4 albums with Dio.
Yeah.
To me, Heaven and Hell is just Black Sabbath, just under a different name.
So I'm curious on if we're all going to have the same number 1, but we'll see.
Maybe. Well, for me, it's got to be Master of Reality.
Go.
This has been my favorite Sabbath album for years. I mean, this album is just perfect. It's just phenomenal in every way. It's just flawless. Oh, I love it so much. Got Sweet Leaf, which is, of course, a song about marijuana. And it's got Tony Iommi's iconic coughing at the very beginning. Right before that iconic riff comes in. After Forever, one of the more underrated tracks. I absolutely love After Forever. It's awesome. Children of the Grave, which is probably the heaviest song that they did at this time, for sure. Very doomy as well. Lord of This World, great song. Solitude, which is a very soft, woeful, melancholic track featuring Ozzy's soft, woeful vocals. It's beautifully haunting. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I actually have a video here on YouTube of me playing and singing that.
Oh, really?
Solitude, yeah. I was playing the acoustic guitar and singing it. Into the Void, which has one of my favorite Iommi riffs. Yeah, this album is just awesome. I mean, Tony Iommi's guitar playing is top notch. Ozzy's vocals are on point. Geezer Butler's bass playing, lyrics, Bill Ward's drumming. It's just perfection. Freaking love Master Reality. It's just so awesome.
Hell yeah.
Just kicks all kinds of ass.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's my number 1 as well.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome album. It's like they created stoner metal and doom metal with this album.
Yep.
Yeah, Lord of This World and Into the Void for the doom stuff, and the Sweet Leaf, obviously stoner metal. After Forever, like you said, one of the most underrated songs.
Definitely.
And yeah, Children in the Graves, classic, absolute classic. Just kicks ass like every song, and that even the metal stuff is really interesting and out there, like Solitude.
Yeah.
Awesome album.
Love it.
Hell yeah. That's why it's my number 1 as well.
Yes.
Yeah. This album, like you said, is a masterpiece. To me, the greatest Black Sabbath. I find myself singing Solitude just randomly all the time.
Me too.
My name, it means
nothing. My fortune is less.
It's so different, especially coming from Ozzy, I guess. Like,
it is, yeah.
Children of the Grave, Solitude, Sweet Leaf, Into the Void. This album is
Yes.
God level.
yes.
Absolutely. Top tier.
Yeah.
That's just the one you can just play over and over, never skip anything.
Yep.
Love it. I might jam to it right after this. Actually, I'm in the mood to listen to it now.
Yeah.
When I first met you, Marina.
Realize.
Overall, these men here deserve their respect because it all started with them. Metal as we know it started here. Black Sabbath.
The Godfathers of heavy metal.
Hell yeah.
I love the lyric. Would you like to see the Pope on the end of a rope?
Do you think he's a fool? I heard that Bill Ward actually wrote After Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it'd be interesting if he did. Because he actually did vocals on a couple of their songs on Title Ecstasy and Never Say Die.
Yeah.
He has a good voice, and he has a few solo albums as well, and he does the vocals on them. He's actually a good singer in his own right.
Very, very cool. Just put a viewer on to Graveyard.
Yeah. This was another fun show. I swear, I don't even feel like we've been talking for an hour and almost an hour and a half. We just get in the groove.
Time flies.
Oh, yeah. Another awesome show. Oh, what to do next, huh?
Well, I mean, we got to finally do a show talking about Limp Bizkit. I mean, come on.
Of course. The legends themselves. I mean, why are we talking about Black Sabbath? We talk about Limp Bizkit. I mean, come on. Just
keep rolling.
How about Max Sabbath?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a McDonald's themed Black Sabbath tribute. Their singer looks like Ronald McDonald. That's pretty funny.
How about this? What's your favorite Black Sabbath cover that a band has done?
A cover of a Black Sabbath song?
Yeah.
Probably the one I was talking about earlier, the Sabracadabra by Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
Which was on their Garage Inc. Album. This is a cover album. Because, yeah, they play Sabracadabra and it includes part of a National Agropat, like in the middle of the song, which is really cool. They do a good job with it. Yeah. I don't like James Hetfield's voice as much as Ozzy's, but they do a pretty good job with it nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that song was on that album, so I had to pick it up to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a pretty cool Merciful Fate medley on there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My favorite, I'm trying to think, didn't Pantera do one? It was Planet Caravan.
Planet Caravan, yeah.
They did Planet Caravan, and I think they did Hole in the Sky as well. And when I saw them live, was it last year or earlier this year, whatever it was, they played Planet Caravan.
Yeah.
Whether or not you consider that real Pantera is debatable, but the band calling themselves Pantera I saw not too long ago, and they played Planet Caravan.
Yeah. I know Zach Wilde has done a lot of Black Sabbath covers with what's it called?
Zach Sabbath.
That's pretty much what his band is like.
Yeah,
sound like Black Sabbath.
Yeah, he even tries to sing like Ozzy, I think.
Yes, he does.
He sounds like him pretty
yeah, he does. Yes, indeed.
You know who really sounds like him? The guy from The Sword. I don't know if you heard of them.
I've heard of them. Yeah,
kind
he
of
does.
A sword and sorcery metal type of
Yeah,
thing.
He does sound like Ozzy. I think it was Cathedral, I think is the name of the band, did a cover of Solitude that sounds really good.
Mm.
I think it was Cathedral.
I know they did a couple albums.
Yeah,
Nativity in Black. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
I'd like to see Cannibal Corpse do a cover of Solitude.
They did one. What was it?
They did Zero the Hero.
Yeah.
Or yeah, when they had Chris Barnes. My name means nothing. That would be hilarious. If the music was like the same, but like the vocals were. That would be freaking funny. You never know, Chris Barnes might do that on one of his Graveyard Classics albums with 6 Feet Under.
God.
Oh man!
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah. I don't think I want to hear it very much
No.
because then it would just sound like my name means nothing.
I saw a video where they were making fun of him, like that song where he goes, "Eee." I'm like, what is that? That's right. They opened for Metallica. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with another episode rather quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Ideas.
For sure. We keep cranking them out. How many we done now?
30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the 30th.
This is the 30th. Yeah.
All right.
30th episode celebration.
Still kicking ass.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Stay tuned.
Hey, cool if we could have another guest star like we did with Deborah Voorhees.
I know it'd be cool. I've tried a bunch of times.
Have you?
People, they just blow me off. Like,
yeah. Did you try Ken Sagos by any chance? He might do it.
Who's that?
Kincaid from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
Well, yeah.
I've talked to him on Facebook before. I wonder if he'd do it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
Yeah, I would love to do a guest star again.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we would get to do that like every few episodes.
I had a couple people string me along, like, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And they never get back to me. Like,
yeah.
That's the thing. I think they want to get paid,
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any money.
Yeah.
They want you to talk to their manager or something.
Yeah.
Get a booking to their manager or something.
I want to interview Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I wish. That'd be awesome.
That'd be out of my league.
Yeah. That one would be a little harder to obtain. Some of these others.
Yeah. He'd probably come on and then I immediately freeze up like
we're not worthy.
Yeah, it would be nice though. Maybe never know. Maybe we'll get somebody.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
I'll keep trying.
Hell yeah. Very cool, Jump Smash. I didn't know that.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard Robert Englund too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Finally getting Comeuppance.
Yeah, really. Oh,
Yeah, you gotta have John Carpenter. Come on, I'm can't believe
oh
he's never hasn't been already.
yeah.
Horror master.
Yeah, for sure. So which top fives have we done already for bands? We did Iron Maiden already,
Yeah.
and then
we did,
last time we did Ozzy.
Black Sabbath.
We talked about a lot of bands. I'm just trying to figure out.
Slayer, I think we did already,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Did we do our top five Slayer? I know we talked about them twice.
I thought we did. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we did 2 different videos with them. I think our second video we ever did we talked about Slayer. Then we talked about the reunion a couple videos back. I can't remember if we did top 5 albums though, unless we ranked them like.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Second video.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a good one to do if we haven't already done it. I'll have to look through. I'll have to look back and see. It's like I said, I know we talked about them.
I know this would be difficult because technically they're the big 4 in top 5, but it would be cool to do our favorite album from each member of the big 4. You know, like our favorite
Oh yeah,
Kate Marie just said Metallica.
Yeah.
oh that's my girlfriend. Hey babe.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Yeah, we could do top 5 Metallica.
Yeah. I'm
That'd
down.
be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about them before, but we haven't done top 5. We
Yeah.
just talked about each of their albums like in order.
I know what everyone's number 1 would be.
Oh yeah.
Saint Anger.
Yes. Masterpiece. Frantic tick 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 tick.
What the hell is wrong with that drum sound? What is he hitting, like a cowbell? I don't know what the hell.
He's hitting it.
Garage door
In
or something.
cans or
Yeah.
something.
Hitting he's hitting one of them 10 trash cans. Doing, 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 doing.
So, that's what it sounds like.
Oh man.
Man, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, I can talk about Black Sabbath forever. I can just talk about them
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So much more to cover too. I would love to do another video. We covered the Ozzy era. It'd be cool if we did the Dio
I
era.
don't think we did the second half of their.
No, it'd be cool to do all the rest. The Dio era, the Ian Gillan fronted Born Again, Seventh Star, and of course the Tony Martin albums.
Yeah, we should do that.
Devil You Know, and 13. Yeah, that'd be great.
We could even do our top 5 Queensryche albums. I'd like to revisit Queensryche. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Dress Against. Yeah, we could do Pantera as well.
Yeah.
All good. Morbid Angel could do.
Yeah.
That.
That'd be great.
They have a pretty, long, a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool to revisit some of our earliest topics in like
Yeah, that was one of our first shows.
That was our first. Yeah, we talked
That
about
was the
Morbid
very
Angel.
first.
Yeah, we talked about Morbid Angel in our first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do a top 5 for them.
Yeah, that could be cool too.
Yeah, definitely. So many possibilities.
All right, well, I look forward to Jason Newsted era, huh? You know what I was listening to the other day? The Garage Days, the revisited.
Revisited.
And I was just thinking, man, his bass sounds great on this. Why couldn't they do that on Justice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear his bass beautifully in that album, that EP.
Yeah.
Like Crash Course and Brain Surgery.
Right.
I really like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Jason Newsted too. I think he's underrated. I like him in Voivod and Flotsam and Jetsam as well.
Right.
And I guess he's got that project just called Newsted
Mm-hmm.
now, I think. Yeah, Rob Trujillo is a great bassist as well. They've always had great bass players. Of course, Cliff Burton was the best, I think.
No doubt. Oh,
Yeah.
Rob Trujillo, he's got a lot of cred even before then, you know, being with Suicidal and Infectious
And Ozzy.
Grooves and
Yeah.
Ozzy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think, my personal favorite Metallica bass player is Jason. I used to watch the Seattle '89 live concert on VHS like so much, and Jason was just rocking the shit, man.
Yeah.
Headbanging the whole time. When he's got a chance to sing, it'd be brutal.
I like when he sang too.
Yeah, like when he did Seek and Destroy. He had a pretty cool metal voice.
Yeah.
I kind of think he should have sang like when he was in the band. Like he should have sang more.
Should have let him do a few songs. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd been cool. I like when bands do stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. When they did Creeping Death, he overpowered everyone with the die, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the video where James Hetfield's walking around going, search it, and like holding the mic out, and everybody's saying, seek and destroy. And then he goes up to Jason, he's like, ah! And then James is like, you had one job.
Yeah, he looked like a disappointed father.
So they say, yeah, people say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Such a shame.
Yeah. At least on the Black Album, he did have some nice moments, like the God That Failed and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cliff Burton was legendary.
Oh, he's a legend.
Indeed.
One of the best metal bass players ever.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Made it sound like a guitar, like a lead guitar. Like
Yeah, he played it like a lead guitar. Yeah. All right. Well, any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
70s horror rules, Black Sabbath rules. Thank you all for joining us. All the people that'll watch the playback, hope you enjoy the episode.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed 70's rules, man.
Yes. Thank you, everybody who joined us here on the Morbid Hour.
Peace out, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Have a great night.